Hello everyone, in this video we will talk about tribal and peasant movements in Rajasthan in 20th century. Now the tribal and peasant movements in Rajasthan in the 20th century were significant components of the broader struggle against feudal oppression, colonial exploitation and socio-economic injustices. These movements laid the foundation for social awakening and political mobilization in rural Rajasthan and often paralleled the national freedom struggle. Now we will talk about peasant movements in 20th century Rajasthan. First is Bijolia movement 1897 to 1941, region Bhilwara district, Bijolia, Jagiri in Mewar state. Leader Sadhu Sitaram Das, Vijay Singh Pathak, Manikya Lal Verma. Causes oppressive land revenue system, excessive Lal Bhag, forced unpaid labor, taxes and illegal levies by Jagirdars. Features non-violent civil disobedience and tax refusal, mass resignation from land holdings. Outcome led to some tax reforms and greater awareness of peasant rights, connected peasants with the national freedom struggle. Now we'll talk about Began movement 1921 to 1923, region Began, Chittorgarh district. Leaders Vijay Singh Pathak, Ram Narayan Chaudhary. Causes excessive land tax and feudal levies. Features inspired by Gandhian principles, peaceful protest, mass resignations from land tenures. Impact pressured the Mewar state to reduce taxes, strengthen the link between rural grievances and political awakening. Now we will talk about Bundi peasant agitation 1915 to 1931, region Bundi princely state. Causes arbitrary taxation and exploitation by the feudal elite. Leaders local activists less organized than Bijolia. Significance laid the groundwork for future mobilizations in eastern Rajasthan. Now we will talk about tribal movements in 20th century Rajasthan. First is Bhil movement 1920s to 1940s, regions Banswara, Dungarpur and Udaipur district, southern Rajasthan. Leaders Govind Giri, also known as Govind Guru. Causes exploitation by landlords and British officials, tribal displacement, bonded labor, forced conversion and cultural suppression. Events Mangar Hill Massacre 1930, British troops opened fire on bills gathered under Govind Giri's leadership. Hundreds killed. Outcome a symbol of tribal resistance and martyrdom. Govind Giri's ideas inspired later tribal awareness and autonomy. Now we'll talk about Eki movement, unity movement, time 1921 to 22, region Mewar, tribal areas. Leader Motilal Tejawat, influenced by Gandhian ideals. Causes tribal exploitation and demand for unity. Eki among Bhils. Features mobilized tribals across Jagirs and princely states. Peaceful protest movements against high taxes and forced labor. Outcome suppressed by state forces but left a legacy of tribal unity and consciousness. Now we will talk about tribal uprisings in Dungarpur and Banswara 1930s to 40s, led by tribal leaders demanding abolition of bonded labor, Begar access to forest resources and end to feudal dominance. These movements often coordinated with Prajamandal activists. Now, common features of tribal and peasant movements: resistance to feudalism, bonded labor, and high taxation, inspired by Gandhian ideology and national freedom movement. Used peaceful mass mobilization, resignations, and non cooperation. Helped build grassroots democracy and political awareness. Now, impact and legacy: challenged the authority of princely states and Jagirdars, strengthened Prajamandal movements and national freedom struggle in Rajasthan, laid the groundwork for land reforms, tribal rights, and democratic governance after independence. Now, RAS focus areas: major peasant movements, Bijolia, Began, tribal movements, Bhil Eki. Leaders Vijay Singh Pathak, Govind Guru, Motilal Tejawat. Issues tax burden, Begar, land rights. Thank you.